take your terminal leave pending the compulsory retirement. And for them, for every 4 years that you serve, you have 1 month of terminal leave. So if you have a general who served, let's say, for 40 years, he has 1 month times 10, and that gives 10 months. It is at the end of that period that the general is released honorably. So of these 15, 8 have gotten to that stage. And I have the list before me: 64 years, 63 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 years. If you subtract 8 from 15, you arrive at a difference of 7. Let's account for the 7. And this is what I mean by the pollution. Out of the 7, 3 of them are presently not on terminal leave. One is serving as Deputy Force Commander, United Nations Mission in South Sudan. Another, a female Major General. We are so proud of her. President Mahama even commended her during the graduation ceremony of the cadets. She is also serving as Force Commander, the United Nations Disengagement Observer Force. And the third, Air Vice Marshal Felix Asante. He has been appointed by President Mahama's government as the acting president of the National Defense University. So, if you take the 15 and subtract the 8 that have reached the mandatory age, you have 7. If you subtract these 3 major generals and equivalent, you have 4. What it means is that instead of Reverend Intim Fojo being truthful to Ghanaians, he decided to say that all 15 major generals, their appointment has been terminated. That cannot be the truth.
So, Dr. Omane Boamah,
not the truth.
So you've given us the update on all the 15, and all these 15 are supposed to be preparing for their terminal leave pending the compulsory retirement, right?
No. 3.
So the three who have been reassigned or who are serving in different capacities, they've not gotten to the age where they have to go on terminal leave?
They are not.
Okay. You also mentioned that the generals, after every 4 years of service, every year of service, they take a month leave. Is it when
every...
Mm-hmm.
For the terminal leave, the calculation is that for every 4 years of service, you have a month.
Is it from when they are commissioned as officers at the second lieutenant rank, or when they get promoted to become generals?
No, it starts from the beginning of their career. And that's how come they are able to enjoy about 10 months. Because there's no way, by the time you are getting to even a colonel, you are likely to be late 40s if you are lucky, or 50, or you are in your 50s, because the colonels retire at 57. So if you are going to spend about 30 or 40 years on 57. That means they are going to be an octogenarian.
Yeah. Usually, when changes are made at the top of service institutions like the military, it affects morale. Can you assure the populace that morale is high in the military? What measures have you put in place to maintain military morale and operational effectiveness in this transitional period?
Within your question is the word affect. And affect can be in two directions. It can be negative, it can be positive. And I'm glad your interest is what you are doing to ensure that morale is high. The fact of the matter is that set changes boost morale. And let me explain. The armed forces is a very pyramidal structure. And if you have a pyramidal structure, as you approach the top, it gets very narrow. So even if you are doing vertical movements, there's only so much vertical movement that you can engage in. The way to really boost morale is when others say and go honorably, to leave room for others beneath them who have learned so much from them to also take over from their seniors. I'll give you an example. As we speak now, we have over 100 brigadier generals. That is a one-star general. Over 100 in the Ghana Armed Forces.
So if these people don't retire, those people cannot get the promotions they also need for their career advancement.
And if they hit 60, they would have to go. Because it is said that if you are a colonel, you hit 57, you must go if you haven't been promoted to brigadier general. If you are a brigadier general, if you hit 60, you must go. If you are a major general, if you hit 60, so is that hierarchical and also tied to the age. So if the top doesn't move, those beneath will not move. So in terms of motivation, and that's why I say the word affect has both sides. In this case, intrinsically, it organically stimulates morale. And I must inform you that morale is very, very high. And in addition to all the various reforms that we are looking at, investing in equipment, trying to work on infrastructure so that we can address the acute housing deficit that they have, about 17,000 housing units as a deficit. Trying to go around the bottleneck that is bedeviling the Afari hospital project to ensure that we are able to complete it this year for them. Morale is very, very high. On my desk now, I'm working on a industries in itself is seeking to a maximum 7 years. The Ghana Armed Forces can reduce their expectations from government budget by as much as 50%. Because we are going to do a lot ourselves to generate wealth. So the Ghana Armed Forces, after they have generated the wealth, will be able to decide what to use it for.
Dr. Boamah, please hold on for me, Dr. Boamah.